This right here is some of the most illogical shit I've ever heard. You need consent to hold your date's hand. I understand, like, if your date doesn't want to hold your hand, they just kind of pull it away. But in no universe would I ever ask, like, hey, can I hold your hand? What kind of simp fucking culture are we in, bro? Check the video out.
If we're really hitting it off, I'll try to hold their hand, and
I'm
maybe
threatened right now just hearing about this.
Yeah.
why?
Unwanted touch this early? I think without asking, I don't know. It makes me
Right.
uncomfortable.
Well, I asked for permission to like hold their hand. I'm
Well-
like, can I hold your hand?
Sometimes if you ask, the asking alone is unconsensual. Because then once you ask, the woman feels pressured to give in
Yeah.
and let you touch her hand.
So then how do you get consent?
You just have to know.
Yeah.
But isn't that going around consent by just
So you should know by reading her mind whether she wants you to ask to hold her hand.
Right.
how do I read her mind?
It's not my job to educate you.
Just the straight shitstorm of women prattle right there. Like, what are these women talking about here? You need consent. You also need to read her mind. You need to know what she wants. What's some other shit they said? It's threatening to even ask a question to a girl. Oh man, I feel bad for you guys in the dating market, bro. This is the type of women you have to deal with. I mean, I know there's women out there that are better than this, and don't subscribe to this bullshit that they're talking about here. But dude, majority of them, I gotta say, are definitely like this. To even ask a woman a question is threatening now, because the woman's gonna feel threatened by being asked a question, so then she'll be pressured into do something that she doesn't want to do. Do women really believe they have that like small of like what would you call that, like mental toughness, I guess, like the ability to withstand someone asking you a question over and over again, or like even one time and just saying no to it, you feel pressured into what that shit don't make no sense to me, all right? Because if that's the case, then you must have a million bodies, because anytime a dude comes up to you and asks you to have sexual relations with him, all of a sudden now you feel pressured and you gotta do it, right? That's what happened. That's what you're explaining to me. That's what you're saying, though.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit. Fuck.
And I really can't believe bro said he asked to hold her hand. I'm pretty sure that was the last date they went on, because like that shit sounds crazy to me. To ask to hold a hand, you either like they're kind of right when they say you need to kind of read her mind, but we're men, we don't read women's minds, so we don't know what the fuck she's thinking. So we just gonna assume and go off our own logic and life experiences of what's happened and hope for the best, really. Now, it might not be what she wants, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I go in for a kiss. She only wanted to hold hands. Too bad. All right? All right? I don't read minds. But then women love to say that men are terrible communicators. You hear that, fellas? We are horrible communicators because we don't read their minds. Please. They love to say men are terrible communicators, but if you ask a woman what does a man want, they can never tell you. They can never tell you. You can't even tell you one thing, bro. They'll tell you some illogical shit like, oh, they want a BBL body and makeup cake. No, they fucking don't. Sure, they wanna hump everything that's shiny and nice looking, but that's like a small majority of the guys. I mean, it's growing every day since we're in this fucking OF ho culture, and simps are everywhere, white knight, and all this bullshit that's going on with men nowadays not being actual men.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
Listen, I get it. I'm not a dummy. I understand what they mean when they say you gotta read her mind and blah blah blah. Basically, you're calculating a bunch of shit. Like I said in the previous video, I'm not a mathematician, all right? But basically, you're calculating shit, all right? You picked her up. Things are going good. She's smiling. She looks like she's happy, all right? She's motioning towards you, flicking her hair a lot. She's touching your arm. Signs are good, all right? It's looking good. Go for the handhold, all right? Is it an opportune moment? Is she eating an ice cream cone and you're trying to hold hands? Like, what the fuck is that, man? You know what I mean? Or you just sitting down on a park bench and you want to hold her hand. Understandable. You taking a nice long stroll, hold her hand, all right? But don't do it when she's trying to eat a burger, some other shit. Like, guys really pick inopportune times, especially men that don't have a way with the ladies, I guess, or understand certain things. Listen, that's no fault to you guys, all right? You don't need to understand everything about a woman, because you only need one woman, and you need to understand her, and that's it. That's it. It helps if you understand more women, because then you can kind of understand and get in their psyche and what they think about on the daily, because this is the type of shit that they talk about with their friends over here. Talk about, men need to read our minds. Huh? If he wants to hold my hand, read my mind. I'm just watching my neck on. Thank you. Come again. Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, I had to do it one more time. But you need to read their mind. So basically, you're calculating a bunch of bullshit, like I said, like nonsense things. Like, oh, is she smiling? Is she flicking her hair? Does she make eye contact? Nonsense things like that, all right? Once you follow all those things and all the cues are there, then you can hold her hand. But in no situation ever ask to hold her hand. Don't ask to kiss her either. That's like... What is this? What is this? Did Prince Charming ask to kiss Sleeping Beauty? No. He just went in for that shit, all right? Be a man, all right? Slay the fucking dragon, kiss the girl, end the story. But before I end this video, I want to say something that's real important. So if you made it this far, let me tell you something. Consent only matters if you're ugly. I said it. There it is, women. You know it's true. You know it's true. Now, it might not be true for everyone. Of course not. There's outliers. But if you're an attractive man, you can pretty much get away with and say almost anything. I mean, don't be outright crazy, creepy, and disgusting, but like you can be flirtatious and overly over the top a little bit, and women don't mind that, all right? It's just like that meme with the two guys, and one's like, hey, I brought you I brought you a cup of coffee, and she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And then the other guy's ugly, and he's like, I brought you a cup of coffee. Hello, HR? It's exactly that in real life, bro. Now, you might not be able to tell, but your boy was, you know, in his prime back in the day. I'm trying to get back there now, but, you know, it's harder. It's harder. The older you get, the harder it is. But I was in the prime back in the day, and let me tell you, all right, I was looking right. Little Rico Iglesias, I don't even know if that's a real name. I just made that up, all right? But women would constantly approach me. They might not now. But back in the day, constantly being approached. I'm not trying to boast. I'm just trying to tell you facts, guys. If you're better looking, you don't need consent from women. Now, don't take that as like something to go out into these streets and be wild and, you know, commit some assaults of the sexual nature, you perverts. But, you know, take it as like an open invitation to be a little bit more outgoing and flirtatious with women if you're attractive, or if women find you attractive, I guess. I mean, you could think yourself is pretty, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's the beholder, right? The eye of the beholder who thinks you must be attractive. But yeah, let me tell you about a situation, all right? I'm in, where was it? Nashville, Tennessee, right? We're going through bars. We're just walking, trying to find like somewhere to hang out, somewhere to go. Packed, right? I'm walking, minding my fucking business. And out of nowhere, this 50-year-old woman just grabs my face and turns me and kisses me right on the lips. Now, I didn't cry sexual assault, you know, none of that shit. I just kept it pushing. I said, have a good night. See you later. Clearly, she was drunk out her mind. Fuck, did my voice just crack, bro? I'm talking about being old. I'm going through puberty here, motherfucker. But clearly, she was drunk, having a good night, whatever. I moved on. Don't be like that woman, though, all right? Don't just think you could do whatever the fuck you want, because that's not how it goes. But yeah, women don't ask for consent if you're pretty, guys. So hit the gym, go work out. You never have to ask for consent again. Don't be a pervert.